Hi everybody, here's my post-mortem. It's a little depressing making this because I didn't achieve my goal, but we'll get to that soon. I obviously chose the game modification for this course, and my goals were to create a typical next-gen game character inspired by Warhammer and Unreal. And my goal during that process was to learn the pipeline between Maya and UDK. Some things that went right. I got a hectic introduction to UDK. I gained a lot of ZBrush skills, learned how to manipulate a lot of subtools, something that I've never done. I've only been using ZBrush for about 6 months, so it was a really good experience. I got great suggestions from others on my character. I learned a lot of great sources for information. I also now have a great ZBrush model to add onto and then pose in some sweet way. I think I have a general idea of how to get a character into UDK now. There's still a few things that I need to iron out with skeleton restrictions and things like that, but I think it's achievable and I'm going to try in between these upcoming semesters. And this was actually my first high poly character with this workflow. I normally work in 1 to 4 piece characters at around 1200 to 2000 polys, so really low poly stuff. So this was pretty complex for me. So some things that went wrong. I changed my idea 3 times. As I learned, I've never done a game modification before. All of this stuff is brand new to me. I learned about rigging restrictions for UDK. A rigging system that I use called the Setup Machine. I purchased a license for my senior thesis. It absolutely rejected everything that I tried with it. And then I later found out that it's pretty much useless for it. I didn't have any concept art to build off of. And I made a lot of armor that I ended up changing 2 days later just based on how I felt that day, and that really set me back. I got a lot of comments about my textures from students and also from clients. They said they were too plain, it didn't look correct, and so I spent this past module actually adding on to the textures and doing as much as I can in the time limit. So here are 2 pictures. We have the old one here on the left, and then the new one on the right. I do have to remove some things. I added a bit too much, but I added in a whole lot of damage. Obviously, he has an actual face now. I covered him in all sorts of little cool scripture and some blood and some paint. So I'm still working on that. Then we have a view from the back here. His pack came out pretty well, but I really wanted to make sure that I had a decently textured model before I go forward, because if everyone thinks that the textures look awful, then it's not going to be attractive in-game. And then the timeline for the entire process, I grossly underestimated the effort that it takes to do everything for the first time. I thought it was just going to be like a dream process and work first time, and it was a lot tougher than I thought. The integration between art and the technical aspects of an engine it's really overwhelming and really interesting to learn about. So I'm really excited to learn more next time around. I'm really excited to learn more about this topic. I think that if I was just importing static meshes that I would have been able to achieve maybe an entire level. Next time around, I'm actually going to keep working on this character during the 3 weeks in between this semester and fall semester, and hopefully I'll get it done. I think that I'm on the verge of a breakthrough, but we'll see. I would have done a lot more research. I would have figured out the texturing and modeling pipeline a little bit better. I made it up as I went and improved, and now it's a lot more streamlined than when I showed you, but it could still probably be better. I would have built off specific concept art, and I wouldn't have altered it. And I think that I would have also created a simpler character on my first attempt. Breaking a character with this many pieces I never think is really that fun. Painting the weights is kind of annoying, and especially when there's hard armor pieces and then soft armor pieces together. So next time around I would have just made it simpler and really planned it out. So that's my post-mortem. I learned a lot this semester. It was really nice to learn about the history of video games while I'm having my own, triumphs and defeats in this type of topic. And it was just pretty interesting to be involved in it while I'm actually learning about the history of it. So that's my post-mortem, and I can't wait to finish this character and hopefully have him into UDK in the next 3 weeks. Thank you.